Marvel Ultimate Big Brother, My Life as Spider-Man's Secret Weapon, Episode 81, Deadpool woke up. Although he has been gesturing. Not sure what to say. But he also did not step forward to attack Fang Bing. So Fang Bing can probably judge. With my own great help. The Deadpool in front of him is already free. Removed General Stryker from control. Then Fang Bing had a headache. How to feed this goods? He doesn't have a mouth. Deadpool's mouth has been muddied by General Stryker. Not even the lips can be seen. Do you want to cut him? Come on. Fang Bing didn't want to do such a disgusting thing. He thought about it. Directly threw down a small knife on the ground. And with a gourmet maker. Large piles of vacuum-packed food were manufactured. Remained in the vibranium cell. No more about Deadpool, who rubbed in front of him and wanted to nag. Directly opened the portal and left. Deadpool also wanted to follow out of the portal. Was kicked back by Fang Bing. Then he also wanted to teleport directly outside the portal. Only to find that he did not succeed. Because he doesn't know. Portals are already space magic. Has its own magic rules. His teleportation could not be seen directly. Subsequently, Fang Bing closed the portal. Leaving Deadpool alone in the vibranium cell. Really? After Fang Bing left, Deadpool began trying to leave vibranium cells. But teleport back and forth. But it always hit a wall. He couldn't teleport to where he couldn't see. And as far as his eyes could see, only vibranium walls. If only his Edmund alloy blade was still there. Instead, tried to dig a passage slowly. But the Edmund alloy in his body had been converted into water by Fang Bing with matter. He has lost this superpower forever. Deadpool began to sit on the ground and think about life. Think about how you ended up where you came to this. Think about whether you should use the knife on the ground to cut your mouth fiercely. Because he wanted to talk. After Fang Bing left, I went directly to the barren mountain to test my ability. He didn't bother with Deadpool either. Because he knows. Deadpool, that word. Sooner or later, I can't help but cut it myself. Even if he held back and didn't speak. I can't help but not eat. So Fang Bing is not in a hurry at all. Deadpool's feeding plan has been more than half successful. The rest is a sure thing. As for whether to let Deadpool go in the future, Fang Bing hadn't thought about it yet. This guy hit himself with laser silver so much. The skins are all broken. How can it work without charging some interest back? Even if you want to put it. I have to wait until I have extracted the abilities from him. After walking out of the portal, Fang Bing had already arrived at the barren mountain. Only then did he have time to take a closer look at the two abilities he had just acquired. Death Touch LV3, after you touch a creature, you can make it cancer. Nian Power LV5, you have the ability to control matter through your mind. Both of these abilities are quite strong. The problem is that the original owners of both abilities are too weak. Otherwise, he would not have become a prisoner of General Stryker. This caused the ability level extracted by Fang Bing to be relatively low. But Fang Bing knew. Competence can be improved. Nian power is directly related to the strength of one's own mental power. Originally, the thought power drawn from the group of mutants was only LV4. But when it came to Fang Bing, under the increase in his spiritual power, it has been upgraded to the 5th level. This is thanks to Fang Bing's meditation when he has free time during this time. There is a full level meditation of the Ancient One. His own spiritual power has increased a lot. Fang Bing began to test Nian power first. He reached out and pressed his hand to the ground. The ground under your feet is converted into metal weights. Weighs 100 pounds. Weighs 200 pounds. All the way to the one that weighs 10,000 caddies. He was going to use these metal blocks to also test the strength of his motivation. First, look at the lightest weight. That 100-pound piece of metal. Thinking about lifting it up in my head. So. The metal block instantly flew into the sky. Flew tens of meters high. Until Fang Bing felt that he couldn't sense this piece of metal. It just fell in free fall. This test. Fang Bing not only knew. It is very easy to control 100 pounds of his own 5-level Nian power. I also learned about the control range of my current motivation. That's about 50 meters. He continued with the rest of the tests. 200 pounds. 300 pounds. 400 pounds. 500 pounds. Until the test reaches 600 pounds. He felt that he was overwhelmed. Knowing that the control limit of his current Nian power is about 500 pounds. Not that strong. But it's definitely not weak. The most crucial point is, he weighs only 200 pounds. Motivation to this level of self. It should already be possible to take him to fly. Flight. This is Fang Bing's ability to not forget for too long. Previously, he obtained jumping skills from fleas. Can jump 50 meters high. But that's at best bouncing on the ground. It's not a flight. Fly high in the air, that's called flying. Fang Bing was excited. Start focusing in your mind. Release the power of thought against your body. Imagine holding your body up. Really? Fang Bing flew up leisurely. Took to the skies. Fly higher and higher. Half a minute later. Already flew up to an altitude of 500 meters. Only then did Fang Bing stop. He pondered for a moment. Start exercising your control in the air. Because he felt that he was still too rusty. Takeoff is too slow. It's also too slow. The steering is also not flexible. He began to use his mind power to control himself to fly in circles in the air. Rapidly. Zig. Emergency stop. 3 hours later. He felt that he was finally able to master the power of flying with mental power. He also measured the limit speed of his own power flight. Fast is not so fast. Because his level of mental motivation is not high. It is only about 200 kilometers per hour. There is no problem with ordinary cars. But not as fast as an airplane. But he didn't care too much about that. Because of the far place. He can open the portal directly. After the test is completed with the power flight. Fang Bing began to continue flying towards the sky. Keep flying up. 1,000 meters. 3 kilometers. 5 kilometers. Fly into the clouds. Over the clouds. But he still continued to fly upward. 8 kilometers. 10,000 meters. Swoosh. A Boeing 737 flew in the distance. Fang Bing was almost hit. But he narrowly dodged. Really bumped in. He can't die though. Then the plane is estimated to have disintegrated in the air. It's strange if you don't die a few hundred. After dodging the airliner. He wanted to catch up. Try what it's like to stand on an airplane. But he thought too much. The airliner was more than 4 times faster. He disappeared in front of him in the blink of an eye. Unless Fang Bing chooses to open a portal on top of the plane. Otherwise, you will definitely not be able to catch up. But Fang Bing had other things to do. He gave up. Keep flying up. 15,000 meters. He entered the troposphere. But soon it flew out of the troposphere. Into the stratosphere. The windier you go, the colder it gets. But Fang Bing didn't care. His super physique and god-level resistance were enough to ignore these. He kept flying upward. Fly, fly. At a speed of 200 kilometers per hour. Flew upwards for 5 hours. Finally reached an altitude of 1 million meters above the Earth. Broke through the atmosphere. Into outer space. Fang Bing looked back. The whole picture of the Earth has been revealed before his eyes. A big blue ball. It was beautiful. In a vacuum. Fang Bing couldn't breathe. But he's still fine. The tardigrades themselves can survive in a vacuum for a while. And the ability of the tardigrade is upgraded and fused to obtain god-level resistance. It can also ensure the safety of square ice in vacuum. He just wasn't sure how long he could live in outer space in this state. Never breathing is naturally impossible. But Fang Bing felt in his own state. There should be nothing wrong with holding out for a few hours. But Fang Bing didn't plan to test this. Because he came to outer space. It's not for that. He was just getting the ability to fly, whim. I remembered that in my previous life, someone skydived from an altitude of 30,000 meters. Now he has the ability. Don't worry about security. How can that not be crazy? Fang Bing turned around. Fly back towards the Earth below. Soon re-entered the atmosphere. He began to use the power of thought to accelerate. Fly head down. When flying up. Because to overcome the gravity of the Earth. So the speed is only 200 kilometers per hour. But when it falls, it's completely different. With the blessing of gravity and inertia, plus Fang Bing's own motivation. Soon. His falling speed has broken through the speed of sound. There are even sound barrier clouds around. And he's still getting faster. Twice the speed of sound. 5 times the speed of sound. 8 times the speed of sound. His clothes had been burned in the friction with the atmosphere. The friction temperature of the body surface has reached thousands of degrees. But Fang Bing only felt a slight tingling. Because this atmospheric friction temperature is still worse than magma. 6 minutes after a sharp fall, Fang Bing has reached 3,000 kilometers above the ground. With his supervision, you can already see the Black Dog Bear in the barren mountains. But at his current pace, he will fall in less than 2 seconds. Fall to the ground. But now it's too late for him to slow down. His mental power is only 500 pounds of strength. It is completely impossible to offset the impact of 8 times the speed of sound. But if he really snapped like this, he knocked down. Even if he has an 8th level physique, I'm afraid it's going to fall into a puddle of mud too. At that time, even if he has the ability to heal himself, you can't survive the 8th floor. So he didn't plan to slow down at all. Fang Bing, who is flying head down, used his fastest speed. In half a second, a portal was cut directly below the body falling. Then a whoosh fell inside the door at 8 times the speed of sound. The next moment, he flew out of another door in the sky. But this time, his direction of flight has changed. After flying out of the door, he turned into flying into the sky. And it also maintains 8 times the speed of sound. Because he will take the direction of the portal exit. Open to the sky. Episode 82, Fang Bing can control the direction of the portal exit at will. So, as long as you are not in a coma, he can play up and down like this in the air for the rest of his life. That's it. He played a few back and forth. After playing cool, only to fly high in the air again. Slowly used the power of the mind to reverse cushioning and decelerating back to the ground. Of course, motivation doesn't stop there. Flying is just one of its features. Fang Bing also tried to use Nian power to accelerate his fist. Increased attack power. Buffer attacks with mental power to improve defense. Ranged attack. This is a panacea superpower. And will practice meditation with Fang Bing. Increasingly powerful capabilities. After playing for most of the day, Fang Bing finally began to test his death touch. Just look at the instructions. Fang Bing also thought that this ability could only be used as an assassination ability. Until he found a rabbit. The touch of death was used on it. Just a few hours later, it died of cancer. Well, then he was even more certain. This thing is an assassination ability. Unconsciously. Just touch. It is very normal to easily let a person die. Even the best medical examiners can't detect a single abnormality. After that, Fang Bing also found some large-scale biological tests. Finally, a conclusion was drawn. Now this is only a level 3 death touch. If released on ordinary humans, that's less than 24 hours. This person will die of advanced cancer. As for what cancer? That was immediate. It's a terminal illness anyway. The onset is so fast. There is simply no cure. Of course, people with strong physique. It may last a little longer. But Fang Bing didn't think with the current human medical technology can solve this ability. Sooner or later, you have to die. Fang Bing felt. This ability is almost similar to the mortal curse in black magic. It's just that it's only level 3 now, and it can't be released remotely. Nor can it be released in groups. I don't know if I upgraded later. Will there be more functions that go far beyond release and group release? Military factories. After Fang Bing left, the battle between Wolverine Logan and his eldest brother Victor is also over. After some fighting, the brothers reconciled. Fight together. Rush back to the lab. But wait until you get back to the lab. Only to find out that it was empty. Not only the guards are dead. Even the prisoners were gone. Wolverine was anxious. Because his girlfriend is also gone. But he quickly wondered if the magician had saved the prisoners. Quickly called Fang Bing. But it didn't get through at all. Because Fang Bing had already gone to the sky at that time, his mobile phone was thrown into the carry-on space. Just when Wolverine was helpless. Even when I thought something happened to my girlfriend. A plane rushed to the military factory. The one who came was Professor X and mutants such as the Beast. Wolverine learned from their mouths. Those mutant prisoners here have left safely. A magician opened a portal and sent it to the perimeter of the military factory. I happened to run into Professor X and the others who flew to the rescue. Professor X had already flown them all back. Wolverine's girlfriend is also among them. Now it's the second flight. It was specifically designed to rescue Wolverine. Wolverine also learned from Professor X. Professor X is already somewhere. A professional school of mutants was secretly established, specialized in helping and nurturing new mutants. Hope to invite him to join. SHIELD's secret experimental base. Dr. Eric has built a very sci-fi machine. Nick Fury asks him to study the cosmic cube. Development of high-power weapons of destruction. In this way, it is to combat the dangers that the planet may encounter in the future. But the bald chief did not know. Dr. Eric has long been controlled by Loki, the god of trickery. Nor is this machine what Dr. Eric says. It is a machine that can extract the energy of the cosmic Rubik's Cube. It's a teleportation machine. A machine that opens portals with the cosmic cube. And now, the machine is built. Time's up. Dr. Eric secretly activated the teleportation machine. Loki far away in the depths of the starry sky. In an instant, the experimental base of S.H.I.E.L.D. descended. Loki holds a scepter. Shine on the scene. With a wave of his hand, he defeated Hawkeye, who was guarding here, and controlled him with the mind gem on the scepter. The bald chief, who also witnessed everything at the scene, completely powerless to resist Loki's divine power. You can only desperately escape. Start rallying the Avengers to fight Loki. And Loki, who got the cosmic cube. Not satisfied with that. His agreement with Thanos doesn't stop there. Thanos asks him to take the cosmic cube and conquer the planet. After the fact, the cosmic cube and the psychic scepter are returned to Thanos. And Earth belongs to Loki, the god of trickery. And now, Loki had only one thing left to do. That is to use the cosmic cube and teleportation machines. Open a huge portal to the depths of the universe. Bring the army of Charita that Thanos gave him to Earth. Conquer the planet with this. For this, he also needed an iridium element as a stabilizer for the teleportation machine. So he immediately went to Germany with Hawkeye. I got iridium in a lab. Everything is done. It's just time to summon the army of Charita. But when Loki was ready to leave, the bald chief has already found Team America and Iron Man to block him. And defeated Loki. Ready to take it back to the space carrier for interrogation. But on the way back, Loki's older brother, Thor, the god of thunder, is in the Nether Realm. Stopped Iron Man and Team America. He also came for Loki. In the end, the three escorted Loki back to the space carrier. Loki is held in a cage large enough to trap the Hulk. His psychic scepter was confiscated by the Avengers. But the bald chief and the Avengers did not expect it. Loki was caught by them on purpose. In order to disturb the minds of the Avengers with the scepter of the heart. Let them have civil strife. Sure enough, the Avengers are soon disturbed by the psychic scepter. Quarrel with each other. Dr. Banner was even more out of control. The incarnation of the Hulk almost destroyed the entire space carrier. Loki, on the other hand, quietly escaped. And also killed S.H.I.E.L.D. 8th level agent Phil before leaving. Coulson. The situation is out of control. The Avengers suffered a huge blow. And Loki, who escaped, also took advantage of the Avengers' civil unrest. Come to the top of the Stark Tower in New York. A teleportation machine was built using the cosmic cube. Start summoning the army of Charita. The bald chief realized at this time that something was wrong. He knows. Now you have to ask the Avengers to come out. Gritting his teeth, he painfully dialed a phone number. Jingle bells. Fang Bing, who was listening to the professor explain the different deconstruction knowledge of men and women in the classroom. The phone rang. He glanced at the caller ID. Then decisively cut off the phone. Bald director or something. It's so annoying. It's okay to call. I finally came to the second class. Learn about the deconstruction of the human body. Lay the groundwork for later practical operations. How could he be allowed to disturb? Then the phone rang again. Rings all the time. Fang Bing shut down directly. Then, the professor's phone rang. Which one is Fang Bing? The president is in a hurry to find you. Fang Bing was helpless. But I also know that this time must be important. Pick up the phone. Get outside. The phone just came to my ear. I heard the roar of the bald chief. New York is almost gone, the world is about to be destroyed, how dare you hang up my phone? Fang Bing decisively hung up again. Don't know who is big and who is small? Still dare to shout? Really? The bald chief immediately prodded. When the call is connected again, be as gentle as you are. Better service attitude than the technicians of Big Health. Dear great magician, I need your help, New York needs your help, all mankind needs your help, you can do well, come and help, aliens have invaded. The Earth is going to be destroyed. Fang Bing listened to the bald chiefs. It started quite well. It doesn't feel right in the back. What kind of stuff? Aliens are about to invade? Did Loki come to Earth again? Isn't this going to happen for more than a year? How could it be so much earlier? Grass. This timeline is really getting messed up. Although the heart is shocked. But Fang Bing was not stunned by the bald chiefs. He also remembered the previous contract with the bald director. Isn't now the time to get good? I can't die if the Earth is destroyed, don't bother you can help if you want me to help, but let's talk about the remuneration first. The bald chief heard this. I know that the horse fart was shot in vain just now. It didn't work at all. I feel that Fang Bing, this kid, really can't enter the oil and salt. What do you want? Don't think about the cosmic cube, that's impossible. The bald chief was ready to confess. It's just that. The cosmic cube is still in Loki's hands, though. But even if he recaptured, he was not willing to give it to another magician. This thing is too dangerous. And Fang Bing didn't pay attention to the cosmic cube at all. Because he knows. Cosmic Rubik's cube, this thing. It will be Odin's booty. Will be brought back to Asgard by Thor, the god of thunder and thunder. Although Fang Bing didn't know if the cosmic cube was what Odin wanted. But he can't beat Odin. Not in the slightest desire to be in the moment. For a space gem that is of little use to you. Do what might offend Odin. I'm not interested in the cosmic cube, I'm going to be Loki's scepter. Episode 83, the bald chief on the other end of the phone listened. Numb. How did this guy know about Loki's scepter? After the Avengers' civil unrest. The bald chief has spotted an anomaly in Loki's scepter. Knowing it led to a fight among the superheroes. Caused the Hulk to get out of control. It's Loki's scepter. But now the bald chief can't think about it so much. He could only agree to Fang Bing's conditions. Because of re-ink. New York is really finished. Loki has already started to open the portal. Seeing that the bald chief agreed. Fang Bing also had no ink. I went back to the classroom and returned the phone to the professor. Walked to a secluded place again. Wear a mask. Swipe open the portal with one hand. The next moment. A portal appeared downstairs in the Stark Tower. Fang Bing walked out of the portal. Look up at the sky. It was discovered that vortices had begun to appear in the sky. The cosmic cube is already working. The interstellar portal is open. Fang Bing had already seen an alien battleship pass through the portal. Is attacking everyone he encounters at will with energy weapons. The whole of New York City is already a mess. There were cries of people everywhere. Trying to run to find a safe place. The members of the Avengers are also here. Although on the space carrier, they quarreled internally. But in the midst of such a major crisis as an alien invasion, everyone quickly retwisted into a ball. Hawkeye relieves Loki of control. Climbed up to the roof of a tall building to shoot the Charita people. Black Widow Natasha evacuates civilians on the ground. Captain America fights minions on the ground. Thor and Iron Man are flying in the air. Flying machines that hit the Charitas. Dr. Banner hasn't turned into the Hulk yet. Just arrived on a scooter. When Fang Bing appeared, the Avengers members present immediately noticed his arrival. After all, that orange-yellow portal suddenly appeared on the street. Too conspicuous. The American team hurriedly ran over. You came just in time, help quickly, there are more and more aliens. He came to Fang Bing's side. A shield flew away, a Charita infantryman shouted at Fang Bing. By the way, he handed Fang Bing a headset. Facilitate communication and exchange tactics. Fang Bing didn't shirk. Took it and put it on. Although he has super hearing. You can hear other people. But no one else has what he does. There's the big guy coming. I'll be careful, Hawkeye saw it earlier on the roof. When a Leviathan mechanical behemoth has just emerged from the portal. He began to warn his teammates. Banner, transform. It's up to you. Natasha saw the mountain-like flying behemoth. A little worried shouted at Banner, who had just got off the scooter. The other Avengers members were also terrified. Because that mechanical behemoth is so big. Ordinary people stand in front of it almost like an ant. Not to mention that the mechanical behemoth also had many cannon ports sticking out. As soon as he came out of the portal, he began to fire cannons in all directions. Smash the building. Bang everything. Hulk. The Hulk appeared. Jump and rise. Exert all your strength. A punch hit the head of the Leviathan mechanical behemoth. It was knocked out of midair. Then the Hulk went manic. Smashed the ground with one kick. Jumped towards the top floor of the Stark Tower. He was full of anger. To solve the initiator of the alien invasion. Loki, the god of trickery. And after Fang Bing arrived on the battlefield. But there has been no bright performance. He was ready to fight only the minions. Because Fang Bing knew. Anyway, the members of the Avengers will eventually be able to solve the crisis. The Hulk will next drop Loki like noodles. The nuclear bomb will be sent into the portal by Iron Man. The portal will be closed by Black Widow with Loki's scepter. Loki's scepter will fall into the hands of S.H.I.E.L.D. The cosmic cube will be brought to Asgard by Thor. Fang Bing watched the Avengers 1 movie several times in his last life. It's clear about how things are going. So he was only prepared to be a bastard. Only after the end of the battle. Not as agreed. Get the Loki scepter from the bald director. Take another look, by the way. Is there a chance to feed the defeated Loki too? So. He's just standing with Team America for now. Punch and kick at the Charita infantry, occasionally send out a few lightning bolts to shoot down alien flying motorcycles flying overhead. Fang Bing, are you paddling? The American team fought for a while. It doesn't feel right. Turned his head and asked Fang Bing. No wonder Team America is suspicious. He had seen Fang Bing's strength before. It's a world of difference from now. Fang Bing coughed twice. A little embarrassing. Why is this guy's eye so good? Come up and see through? It seems that his acting skills are not in place. I was trying to fool the American team for 2 sentences. Continue his paddling business. The bald chief in the headset spoke. Fang Bing, I heard that you were paddling, get. Fang Bing knew that he couldn't row anymore. Let's show a normal level. Go home early for dinner after beating. What paddling? Don't talk nonsense, I'm just warming up, Fang Bing said lightly. Afterwards. So. Took to the skies. Meet a Leviathan mechanical behemoth that has just emerged from the portal. Lushan Xinglong Ba. Fang Bing shouted the lines of the middle two in his mouth. An uppercut punch hit the Leviathan mechanical behemoth in the jaw. A huge force. Bombarded the Leviathan mechanical behemoth with his fist. The Leviathan mechanical behemoth flipped in the air. Subsequently. One fell headlong into the ground and crashed. What? Fack. Ward fack. Fang Bing, will you also turn green? The classic phrase of the bald chief came from the headset. And the other Avengers members who saw this scene. They also spit out fragrance. The last sentence asking if Fang Bing would turn green was asked by Natasha. You were paddling just now. Team America affirmed in the headset. Fang Bing just wanted to talk to them. I heard the warning from Hawkeye again. Be careful. 3 big guys again. Fang Bing looked up at the top of his head. Really? 3 more Leviathan mechanical behemoths descended. Behind him were countless small flying combat ships. It is full of heavily armed Charitas. Fang Bing sighed. It feels so annoying. Why hasn't the Hulk gotten Loki to get the scepter yet? This portal does not close. The devil knows how many troops the Charitas still have. No way. Go up and do it. Fang Bing used Nian power to fly and greeted him. The Charitas watched as someone flew towards them. Of course not unresponsive. They all raised their energy guns and shot at Fang Bing. Fang Bing dodged most of the energy shots. But he intended to test his god-level resistance. Whether it can withstand the energy attack of an alien firearm. So resisted a few rounds. As a result, I just felt that the skin that was hit was tingling. Didn't break his defenses at all. The Charita people looked at the energy guns and couldn't help the flying human in front. Resolutely let the Leviathan mechanical behemoth begin to bombard Fang Bing. But Fang Bing is not stupid. Energy cannons are not the same thing as firearms. One shot can take down a spaceship's shipboard weapons. He didn't dare to risk using his physical body to test whether he could resist. Cut the portal directly in the air. Flew in. The next moment. He appeared on the back of a Leviathan mechanical behemoth. Reached out and pressed it. Moment. The Leviathan mechanical behemoth began to decompose from the head. It turned into a sky full of roses. Although Square Ice's ability to convert matter. It also becomes stronger as meditation continues to absorb cosmic energy. But for now. He couldn't disassemble and transform the entire Leviathan mechanical behemoth at once. So at the moment. He didn't try to convert the entire Leviathan mechanical behemoth at once. Instead, start with the head. Dozens of cubic, tens of cubic decomposition in turn. A few seconds later, with Fang Bing flying in the air, quickly touch this Leviathan mechanical behemoth from head to tail. The whole Leviathan mechanical behemoth. It all turned into roses, drifting slowly from the sky. Sprinkle into the streets of New York. It's so beautiful. Iron Man with romantic feelings. Originally was fighting little monsters. Suddenly seeing this scene, I couldn't help but sigh. And those Charita soldiers who were originally hidden in the belly of the Leviathan behemoth. But it doesn't feel romantic at all. I just felt like I was going to die. Because with the decomposition of the Leviathan behemoth out of thin air, they are without vehicles. Dumplings generally fall from a height. Snap. 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 It fell on the concrete floor and turned into a puddle of meat mud. Fortunately, the ordinary people below basically hid in the building. Otherwise, I don't know about this rain of Charita dumplings. How many people to smash to death? And still in the sky, Fang Bing, who had just taken out a Leviathan behemoth. There is no time to enjoy the scene. Because each Leviathan behemoth is escorted by a large number of small flying machines. With the Leviathan behemoth being solved, they started attacking towards Fang Bing again. Boom. Fang Bing didn't have time to ink with them again. The full force released the electric shock. Directly shoot down all the miscellaneous soldiers in the surrounding circle from the air. One blow wiped out hundreds of people. Fang Bing, who did all this, is preparing to continue flying. Solve the other two Leviathan behemoths. Suddenly, the Hulk, who was supposed to be blowing Loki, jumped into the sky from the top of the Stark Tower. Punched Fang Bing directly. Episode 84, Fang Bing, who originally felt that everything was in his hands. I never expected it. The Hulk, would actually sneak up on himself in turn. But he relies on his super speed of reflexes. Still reacted. The attitude was adjusted in the space. A kick towards the Hulk, who was jumping towards him. This kick hit the Hulk right in the face. Kick him out. With the acceleration of gravity, it smashed into the wall of a building. Smashed the building out of a hole. Other members of the Avengers, including the bald director who was far away on the space carrier to monitor the entire scene, all saw this scene. Everyone be careful. Dr. Banner is out of control again, the bald chief shouted inside the communication channel. Fang Bing knew without listening to him shout. The Hulk is certainly not normal. And things are out of their control. The Hulk did not have this segment in the original plot. Fang Bing still remembers it clearly. Originally, after the Hulk went up, should be completely crushing Loki. Carry 2 legs and shoot on the ground like an invincible Hot Wheel. Also taunted Loki is the weakest god. What the hell is going on? Caused the Hulk to lose control? But Fang Bing soon had no time to think about it. Because the Hulk is coming at him again. Just kicked. Now the anger is even heavier. Rushing with a roar and jumping towards the sky. Prepare to punch Fang Bing into meat sauce. Face a strong opponent like the Hulk. Fang Bing didn't have time to worry about the 2 remaining Leviathan mechanical behemoths in the sky. He could only choose to solve the unwieldy goods in front of him first. Electric energy shock. Boom. A bucket-thick electric current hit the Hulk in midair. Interrupted his jumping process again. It also numbed the Hulk for a moment. Then he couldn't borrow because he was in midair. Straight to the ground. The next moment, Fang Bing swiped with one hand. Underneath the Hulk drop, a huge portal opened. Prepare to send him off the battlefield. Send it to the sea to be sober and sober. But what surprised Fang Bing was, the Hulk actually reacted. He reached out and grabbed the edge of the portal. Climbed out again. This made Fang Bing suspect that the Hulk was not out of control at all. Because he also has intelligence and judgment. Originally, Fang Bing felt, the runaway Hulk will definitely be like an iron. 80% are not as smart as the haters before. There will only be a rampage. Using the portal should be able to solve him cleverly. But now, Fang Bing just found out. This. Lost your mind at all. It's controlled by someone. The reason why I came at myself in the first place. It's because the goal is yourself. Think of this. Fang Bing was even more curious about what happened to the Hulk just now. I also don't understand the current situation at all. But looking at the Hulk rushing towards him again, he has no other way now. You can only solve the Hulk first. Since it is impossible to take advantage of it. Then let's go head to head. Fang Bing also rushed towards the Hulk from the air. Nian power drives the arm. Speed up for every punch. Neurotoxins are fully open. Every punch is highly toxic. Electric energy impact condenses without covering the fist. Every punch comes with a powerful current. Rumble. 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 Fang Bing's divine power level has long reached LV6. It also has the bonus of amp power. The simple strength has long been not inferior to the Hulk. Even stronger than the current Hulk. Add to that the damage attached to those of his abilities. The Hulk is completely suppressed. Not to mention, Fang Bing originally possessed the reflexes and melee combat skills that were much stronger than the Hulk. The Hulk who hit him roared again and again. But there was nothing to do. Soon, the Hulk was kicked by the square ice road again. Smashed on the pavement. Fang Bing's legs jumped hard. Out of thin air. A heavy elbow hit the Hulk's chest. Then it starts like a pile driver hammering nails. Punch after punch. Hammered the Hulk under the pavement. Fang Bing. Tap. Don't beat Dr. Banner to death. He didn't mean to, the stunned bald chief, who has long seen it, quickly shouted in the headset. I was afraid that Fang Bing would hammer the Hulk to death if he didn't pay attention. But Fang Bing was not as optimistic as him. Because he felt that the Hulk under him was not hurt too badly at all. Instead, his anger grew heavier. The strength to struggle under your own fists is also greater and greater. Those injuries that were originally made by themselves. He is also healing himself as he gets angrier. Fang Bing felt that he would soon be unable to control him. That's not good. The Hulk originally had a physique that surpassed himself. Under normalcy, the strength is only less than my own. Continue to fight like this in close combat. The Hulk's attacks and defenses are only going to get stronger. Fang Bing felt that he would soon have no advantage. It is worthy of being the Hulk with the ability to get angrier and stronger. This stuff is really hard. Fang Bing continued to blast the hammer while thinking about how to solve the problem of the Hulk. In the blink of an eye, I came up with several solutions. Try them one by one. Fang Bing began to leave a hand to continue hammering the Hulk. The other hand pressed to the ground. Soon, Fang Bing's fist had a huge vibranium fist sleeve on it. Change punches. Hammer. Hammer on the head. The Hulk, who was about to struggle to get up, was hammered again. Fang Bing took the opportunity to press his hand on the ground again. A vibranium chest was made. A kick kicked the Hulk, who was still shaking his head, into it. The Hulk wants to escape. Fang Bing made up 2 punches for him with his hand with a vibranium fist. Beat him back. The other hand is pressed on the vibranium box. Start closing the door. Soon the Hulk was completely sealed inside the box. Fang Bing didn't want to gamble. The Hulk who was getting angrier and stronger. Can you burst the vibranium box? The portal was opened directly. Through the vibranium box along with the Hulk. At the other end of the portal is the deepest trench on Earth. Fang Bing felt. Now the Hulk can escape the vibranium box. Think back to New York again. It will not be possible for a while. After solving the Hulk, Fang Bing found that the other members of the Avengers were almost dead. Because of the absence of himself and the Hulk. There are more and more Zatari armies appearing from the portal. It's just that there are 5 Leviathan mechanical behemoths. The American team has been beaten and vomited blood. Both Hawkeye and Natasha were under siege. And Thor, the Hammer God, is the same as Iron Man. Fly around in the sky and rescue everywhere. Otherwise, the American team and Natasha below would have died early. The portal must be closed. We can't stand it, Natasha shouted eagerly on the communication channel. Originally at this time. If the Hulk defeats Loki. Snatched the scepter. Natasha should have arrived at the teleporter on the roof of the Stark Tower. Ready to close the portal in the sky. But now the Hulks are gone. She was also trapped underneath. Bad news. My command has been taken away, and the top of the military department has launched a nuclear bomb at you, and they want to destroy New York together with them in order to eradicate the aliens. Fang Bing heard that the nuclear bomb was still launched. I didn't worry about it. Because nuclear bombs are not a problem for him at all. Now the question is. What exactly is going on with Loki above? Fang Bing used Nian power to fly to the top floor of the Stark building. After walking in. Sure enough, Loki was found sitting on the couch. Wear armor. Scepter in hand. A very calm look. It seems that just now the Hulk came up. Didn't cause him any trouble at all? But how is this possible? Mortals, don't kneel yet. Loki stood up. Put the scepter on the ground and drink. Fang Bing didn't see anything tricky. So he closed his eyes. Listen carefully. Block out the cluttered sounds outside. Loki is proficient in illusion. He can now decipher the ability of illusion. Only super hearing anymore. Half a second later. He punched him sharply behind him. Bang. One is under the cover of Loki's illusion. Those who tried to approach were shot and flew out. Fang Bing fixed his gaze. I originally thought that the person who attacked him must be Loki. But I didn't expect it. What was sent flying out was an alien woman with horns. Fang Bing snorted in his heart. I kind of understood why the Hulk was controlled. The one in front of him is holding a spear. The head has horns. Tall alien woman with an ugly face. Isn't it one of Thanos' 5 generals, Proxima Knight? She is a master of cosmic martial arts. Thanos' most loyal men. There is her to attract firepower. Cooperate with Loki's illusion. Hulk that humble. It's also normal to be controlled by the mind gem on Loki's scepter. Just why did she come here? This little butterfly of your own is also too good for fanning, right? Originally remembered. Loki didn't bring a helper at all? Only a bunch of the Za'Tari fleet helped. Will be defeated by the Avengers of Earth. But the moment Fang Bing saw her, the first feeling is not fear. It's a surprise. It feels like Thanos is so polite. Know that you are in a hurry to improve your strength. Just keep your hands on it. Send it to your door to help yourself improve your strength. Episode 85, after Fang Bing's rejoicing. Start thinking about how to deal with the two people in front of you. One is Loki, the god of trickery. One is one of Thanos' Obsidian 5 generals. It's not a good stubble. Proxima Centauri has just been hit by itself. It was only because it happened suddenly. I didn't expect to hit me back suddenly with my eyes closed. But now she's ready. In her name as a master of cosmic martial arts. It shouldn't be that easy to fix. Besides, she still had the spear in her hand. It is said that after casting, it can be divided into 3 dark rays to attack enemies. So, Fang Bing only took half a second in his mind. The combat strategy was determined. Although now Loki uses illusion, the average person cannot tell with his eyes where he is. But just now, Fang Bing heard his heartbeat. Thus determined his position. Fang Bing shot instantly. A bucket-thick thunderbolt of electricity slashed at Loki's location. Loki didn't expect Fang Bing to find him at all. Can't dodge. Is directly hit. His physique is far worse than that of the Hulk. After being hit by the single electric current emitted by Fang Bing's full force, snapped to the ground and convulsed. The illusion he had maintained was shattered. Although Loki was temporarily numb. But Proxima Centauri is also traveling at lightning speed. Flashed behind Fang Bing. The spear was instantly stabbed. Directly hit Fang Bing's back. But what she didn't expect was her indestructible spear. Unexpectedly, it only pierced the clothes of the man in front of him. None of them touched the skin. Just got stuck. What kind of clothes is this? Can you even block your own gun? Proxima Centauri was not convinced. Pull out the spear in milliseconds. 8 consecutive stabs were made in an instant. But every time he was blocked by Fang Bing's clothes. The strongest blow just pierced the opponent's skin. Unable to deal fatal injuries at all. Until this time. Fang Bing, who had just finished attacking Loki, only then dodged away. The mind moved. The material conversion ability was activated again. Repaired clothes that were stabbed by Proxima Centauri. That's right. Fang Bing was attacking Loki instantly. Just put the clothes you are wearing at the same time. Use substance conversion. Turned into vibranium material. This is the intention to calculate the mindless. Barely carried Proxima Knight's spear. But he was also amazed. Thanos is really awesome. The 5 generals under his hand can come out at random and one can pierce the vibranium. Proxima Centauri in the night is even more likely to attack. But Fang Bing didn't want to give her another chance. Reach out and send out the electric shock of the thickness of a bucket. A thunderbolt hit Proxima Centauri. But what Fang Bing didn't expect was, I have been invincible in the impact of electric energy. This time it was blocked by the Proxima Knight spear. After the current hit the spear, it's like mud in the ocean. Completely absorbed by the spear. No harm was done to Proxima Centauri. Fang Bing sighed in his heart. Really? It's not as easy to deal with as you think. Case. Then take the hammer. Fang Bing's legs were slightly bent. The instantaneous burst speed rushed towards Proxima Centauri. In an instant, he came in front of her. Bang bang. Lightning punch attack. But Proxima Centauri seems to react faster than ice at night. She managed to subtly block Fang Bing's every attack with her spear. He even took the opportunity to poke Fang Bing a few more times. Fang Bing had experienced it at this time. What does the Hulk feel like when he fights with himself? Okay. Proxima Knight's fighting skills are strong. But her physique is worse than Fang Bing. The strength is far worse than Fang Bing. Under the superposition of Fang Bing's various side effect abilities, gradually disappeared. More critically, although Fang Bing couldn't touch her, but Fang Bing played a commotion. A mouthful of water mist sprayed directly onto her face. She was poisoned. Or neurotoxins. The movements began to slow down. Soon he was seized by Fang Bing. A punch to the chest. Hit fly out. The spear was also thrown away from the hand. The whole person was almost unconscious by this punch. Fang Bing caught up without mercy. Continuous electric shocks began to be directed at her. This time there was no spear to resist. She began to tremble with electricity. Poisoning plus electric shock. Proxima Centauri completely lost its combat effectiveness. Fang Bing was not in a hurry to kill her. Instead, he stepped forward and opened his mouth. Shove a lump of jelly beans directly into her mouth. Pick up her spear again. Helped her stab down. Then Fang Bing put away the spear. He knew it was a good thing. Although just now Proxima Centauri in the dark night because he has to use a spear to guard against his own current. I can't throw it. Turn into 3 dark rays to attack yourself. As a result, Fang Bing did not see the long-range attack power of the spear. But Fang Bing knew from another angle that this was a good thing. Because his material transformation can't break this thing down. Otherwise, during melee combat just now, it won't be blocked by Proxima Centauri for that long. He was also stabbed several times. Fang Bing had already turned her into a big fritters. After solving Proxima Centauri, Fang Bing didn't have time to look at the list of abilities he had just extracted. Because he found Loki ran. Loki, who was previously electrocuted. It is also the body of a frost giant. The physique is still very strong. At least better than the level of the American team. So when Fang Bing and Proxima Centauri fight, he has long since recovered. Then the illusion was cast again. Took the opportunity to escape. He ran away with Fang Bing's spiritual scepter. But Fang Bing was not in a hurry. Because he knows Loki can't run away. Reach out to create a vibranium sealed box. Proxima Centauri was also thrown in. Then a portal opened. Sent her to the bottom of the sea to be next to Xiaohuang and Deadpool. After doing these, Fang Bing opened the portal unhurriedly. One step in. The next second appeared in front of Loki. Loki had already run to the top of the Stark building at this moment. Want to take the cosmic cube? Then escape from here. Because he knows this invasion of his own has failed. Because the powerful man downstairs defeated Proxima Centauri and his team. So he thinks. Even if all the Zatari army is put in, nor can he conquer the Earth himself. So just take the cosmic cube and escape. With the cosmic cube, go wherever you want. Thanos doesn't want to find himself. Plus the psychic scepter in your hand. Everywhere is a hegemon. But he was just about to use the scepter to stop the operation of the cosmic cube. Fang Bing appeared in front of him. One grabbed him by the neck. He also broke open his mouth with his hand. Stuffed a chocolate bean into his mouth. Loki couldn't help but taste it. Well, it's delicious. Then he was picked up by Fang Bing. Start before, forward, back, left, right. Smash it to the ground. Rubble jumps. Helpless Loki was beaten mercilessly by Fang Bing. The dance became an invincible Hot Wheel. 10 seconds later, Fang Bing picked up Loki and asked, "Do you know why I hit you?" Loki was dying. But hear the words of this demon in your ears. A spirit quickly replied, "I shouldn't have invaded Earth, I shouldn't have killed people from S.H.I.E.L.D. I solemnly apologize. Please drop me, I am God and will definitely give you a rich return." Fang Bing shook his head when he heard this. "I beat you up and it has nothing to do with your invasion of Earth, just because you just made me kneel. Got it?" Fang Bing finished speaking. Reach out and convert a vibranium leg cuff. Hang him upside down on the roof of the Stark building in midair. Then she ignored him. Then Fang Bing looked up at the sky again. It was found that the nuclear bomb had reached the edge of the sky. It's about to explode over New York. In his ears came the desperate roar of the bald director. Get out of there. New York is going to be finished. The nuclear bomb will explode in 30 seconds. The portal hasn't closed yet. Nuclear bombs soon descended. The bald chief couldn't think of any solution. He felt that the mission was completely over. He failed. The Avengers also failed. The nuclear bomb is about to explode. The whole of New York is going to be destroyed. Now. Can save the lives of these Avengers he recruited. It's already a luxury. Under the nuclear explosion. The Avengers may survive except Thor. Everyone else will die. Avengers. Hear the words of the bald director. They are also desperate. Especially Iron Man. He had thought about it. If the portal closes. He can also try before the portal closes. Send a nuclear bomb into the portal. Destroy the army of Zatori. By the way, the nuclear bomb crisis is lifted. But now the portal not only can't close. And also because of the lack of the Hulk combat power. The Leviathan mechanical behemoth cannot be destroyed. At this time, the portal was filled with a large number of Leviathan mechanical behemoths. It is impossible for him to carry a nuclear bomb through the portal. Finished. It's all over. Hawkeye, after listening to the words of the bald director. He has begun pulling out his phone to make one last call to his family. Black Widow also sat on the ground. The Decadent stopped fighting. Only the American team. He still refuses to give up. Prepare to fight until the last minute. Then. A voice came out of everyone's headsets. Have you forgotten me as a foreign aide? I'll do the rest. Episode 86, Fang Bing. Where are you? The bald chief really forgot about Fang Bing. Since Fang Bing finished beating the Hulk. After entering the Stark building. There was no movement. Bald directors and Avengers. They even thought that Fang Bing was killed by Loki, the god of trickery. Now in desperation, Fang Bing's voice was heard. It's like a heavenly sound. Fang Bing ignored the bald chief and the Avengers. Because time is running out, a nuclear bomb is approaching over New York. Fang Bing visually estimated that it would reach the sky above the Stark Tower in a few seconds at most. He no longer hesitated. Pick up Loki's dropped psychic scepter. Stabbed at the cosmic cube and the teleporter. 2 seconds later. Successfully broke through the energy shield formed by the cosmic cube generation portal. Fang Bing pulled down the gate that closed the portal. A huge portal in the sky. As Fang Bing's movements began to slowly close. And at this time. The nuclear bomb crisis is not yet resolved. The nuclear bomb will fly to its destination and explode in 10 seconds at most. Fang Bing stared in the direction where the nuclear bomb flew from. One swipe with one hand. An orange-yellow portal was opened precisely in front of the bomb. The nuclear bomb instantly passed through the orange-yellow portal. When it reappears. It has emerged from another orange-yellow portal facing the sky. Straight up. Fly towards the cosmic cube portal that is about to close. Then. The portal to the depths of the universe is about to close. But the nuclear bomb still went out in the nick of time. Directly bombarded the Zatori fleet in the depths of the universe. The entire fleet was destroyed. The cosmic cube portal was also closed. The sky returned to tranquility. There was a cheer from the Avengers. Know that victory is at hand. That's right. It's not over yet. Because many of the Chitauri armies have already entered the Earth. They did not collapse with the mothership in the depths of the universe. New York also left behind thousands of Zeta Swiss soldiers. There are even 5 Leviathan mechanical behemoths in the sky. Still attacking. Even. The remaining Zeta Swiss soldiers in the local ball saw their mothership destroyed. When my way home is gone. Almost every Zeta Swiss soldier went berserk. The Avengers suddenly felt the pressure multiply. Fang Bing also had a headache when he looked at the densely packed Chitauri people below. He didn't bother to clean up the garbage again. Thought about it. Simply cut a portal. Beckon to the portal. A terrifying monster more than 3 meters tall obediently walked out of the portal. From the underwater nest to the roof of the Stark industrial building. Fang Bing felt that it was time to send Xiao Huang to the field. Xiao Huang has combat power comparable to that of the Hulk. It still listened to Fang Bing's words. The only weakness. Just can't see the Hulk. That was Xiao Huang's lifelong enemy. It is Xiao Wang's obsession in this life. Fang Bing didn't dare to guarantee either. At that time it will not go crazy and directly attack the Hulk. But now it's a great tool, man. Fang Bing first explained a few words to Xiao Wang. Seeing it, he nodded excitedly. Only then waved it away. Oh, roar! Xiao Wang roared. Jumped straight from the top floor of the Stark Tower. When he landed, he instantly smashed a bunch of Zeta Swiss soldiers. Frightened, the American team on the side swooped behind the car. Fang Bing! Fang Bing! What's going on? How did Abomination come here? He quickly shouted on the communication channel. Team America has seen Yellow and the Hulk fight. At that time, he wanted to stop Xiao Wang. But he was stopped by the bald chief and prevented him from sending him to death. So the American team knows. I'm going to be targeted by this monster in front of me. I'm afraid I wasn't killed by the Zatari aliens today. Instead, it will be smashed into meat by this monster. Don't worry, it's my pet now, it won't hurt you. By the way, it's called Xiao Wang now. Fang Bing explained on the communication channel with a smile. The bald chief and the Avengers were dumbfounded. What fact? What kind of stuff? This perverted monster, you actually called him a pet? Also named Xiao Wang? Isn't that? But then they saw it. After Xiao Wang smashed the Zeta Swiss soldiers. Grinning bloody. Make friendly faces. The American team behind the car laughed. Team America is a stirring spirit. I almost thought this thing was going to eat him. But Xiao Wang finished smiling at him. Just leave here. Start hunting the Zeta Swiss soldiers all over the city. And as long as you meet humans, we'll grin at Scare people to death before leaving. The American team patted his chest. There was a feeling of escape. But since he finished watching Xiao Wang smile, I felt like I was going to have nightmares this week. The roof of the Stark building. After Fang Bing saw that Xiao Wang was very obedient. Only to divert attention. Didn't bother with it anymore. Instead, he focused on the 5 remaining Leviathan mechanical behemoths in the sky. Now except for him. The other Avengers are busy clearing the ground of the Zeta Swiss soldiers. The Hulk was thrown into the trench by him again. So these Leviathan mechanical behemoths can only be solved by him. He used his Nyan power to fly into the sky. Fly towards the Leviathan mechanical behemoth. Follow the previous approach. Combine these mechanical behemoths. One by one, they all turned into rose petals. Almost all of the Zeta Swiss soldiers inside the Leviathan mechanical behemoth fell to their deaths. Even if he didn't fall to his death, it also basically lost its combat effectiveness. Fix that. This New York alien invasion crisis is basically solved. Afterwards, Fang Bing did not care about the remnants of the battle on the ground. He returned to the top floor of the Stark building. This is also Iron Man's villa. Took a bottle of the best wine from the wine cellar. Sit on the couch and look at it while pouring. The list of abilities that have just been extracted. This battle. He successfully forced feeding both villains. So I also managed to get the list of abilities of the two. Proxima Centauri, Fangzhong Technique LV8, she has competed with the Dead Blade General for hundreds of years and honed her extraordinary Feng Shui skills. Super Physique LV7, her body is invulnerable, her strength is infinite, and she has super self-healing ability. Divine Power LV4, her strength is extremely powerful, for times that of ordinary Asgard elite warriors. Master Fighting LV6, she is a cosmic combat master with the universe's top melee fighting skills. Spaceship Piloting Skills LV7, she has been traversing the universe with Thanos for many years, destroying one civilization after another, and has superb spaceship piloting skills. When Fang Bing saw the first ability of Proxima Centauri, almost flashed. Groove. Isn't the Dead Blade General the head of Thanos' 5 generals? That old brother is really hungry. Proxima Centauri can compete for hundreds of years? Fang Bing could only say one sentence. Awesome. Admire. Also Square Ice from the list of Proxima Knight's abilities. I also learned about the exact strength of Proxima Centauri. Body strength with Luke Cage almost. Guns and guns do not penetrate, bullets do not penetrate. The power is equal to that of 2 Asgard goddesses of war. The fighter happens to be Fang Bing so far. The tallest of the people ever seen. Fang Bing's own melee fighting skills. There is also only Master Fighting LV3. It's 3 levels worse than Proxima Centauri in the Dark Knight. No wonder when fighting her before, she couldn't even touch her body. Of course. This is not because of Fang Bing's poor fighting skills. Opposite. Fang Bing's fighting skills have long been top on Earth. Whether it is the Avengers of these heroes, Team America, the Hulk, or Thor, they are much worse than Fang Bing's fighting skills. It's just that Proxima Knight's fighting skills are too high. She has the title of Cosmic Fighting Master in the universe. That means her fighting skills, even if it is placed in the whole universe, it is powerful. In addition to these combat-related abilities, Proxima Knight also has nearly 200 other abilities, including various cosmic race languages, cosmic various technology prop operation skills, various cosmic casino cheating tips. There are also various techniques of forced confession, torture, and interrogation. Watching Fang Bing is breathtaking. So much capacity. Fang Bing couldn't count what he could draw. I can only pray that I draw a combat ability. Extract. Congratulations on your master fighting LV6. Sent it. This was the feeling in Fang Bing's heart. After pumping, he immediately applied the ability. A stream of knowledge immediately flooded into his mind. It contains all the fighting skills of Proxima Knight. At the same time, a warm current emerges from the body. It made him feel as if he had gone through 1,000 battles. I have the muscle memory that originally belonged to Proxima Centauri. It was all done in an instant. But Fang Bing felt that he was completely different at the moment. If you fight sporadically with the Dark Knight, it certainly won't be as tough as it used to be. It is also necessary to poison the spit on the spit. With Fang Bing, she surpassed many of her physique and strength. He also has such powerful fighting skills. To beat her again only in between flipping hands. Finished pumping the ability of Proxima Centauri, Fang Bing took a few more sips of wine. Continue looking at the system interface. Because he also has another person's ability that has not been extracted. Loki, the god of trickery. Episode 87, Loki, the god of trickery. Son of Laufey, king of the ice giant. Odin's adopted son. It is also said to be known as the first mage of the 9 realms. Although it is not known how he got this title. But Fang Bing only felt. Asgard, 9 realms. That includes Earth. Earth is the atrium of one of the 9 realms of Asgard. You Loki want to be the first mage of the 9 realms. Where to put Supreme Mage Gui? However, Loki's illusion made Fang Bing appreciate it very much. If you can get his illusion. But that's great. Loki, the body of the ice giant royal family. Special, as the royal family of ice giants, he has a long life, strong resilience and defense, and an affinity for ice spells. Illusion LV8, he learned superb illusion from his adoptive mother Frigga. He is the god of trickery, and illusion is his best spell. Super physique LV7, as the royal family of ice giants, he has a physique far beyond ordinary Asgardians. Divine power LV3, as the royal family of ice giants, he is born with divine power and has a power far beyond that of the Asgardians. Super melee combat LV8, he has honed his powerful melee fighting skills in thousands of years of battle. Trick LV9, he is very good at deception and has extremely superb tricks. Transfiguration LV6, he learned superb transfiguration spells from his adoptive mother Frigga, which can transform into snakes, insects, birds, and beasts. Loki's abilities are very numerous. Especially when it comes to spells. Perfectly in line with his title of God of Trickery. But direct combat effectiveness. It's worse than his brother Thor. But Fang Bing also finally knew who taught Loki spells. It was his adoptive mother. Odin's wife. Taught by the current queen of Asgard, Frigga. The ice giants were originally just a group of rude and brave warriors. In addition to being naturally affinity for ice spells, there will be no other spells at all. And Loki as the royal bloodline of the ice giant. He was adopted by Odin from an early age. Spells are taught by Queen Frigga. That's why he learned a lot of complicated spells. Overall, Fang Bing is still looking forward to extracting Loki's ability. Extract. Congratulations on obtaining Transfiguration LV6. Although no illusion was drawn. But Fang Bing was still very satisfied. Transfiguration? See me 72 changes? I just don't know what can change. At this time, Fang Bing stood on the top of the Stark building. Suddenly realized one thing. Since Loki knows Transfiguration, why didn't he run? It was impossible for that vibranium handcuff to lock him up. Or is he running away now? Is it just an illusion doppelganger hanging on the roof? Fang Bing took 2 steps. Carrying Loki, who was hanging in the air on the roof, back. Loki saw that it was Fang Bing. I remember the experience of being beaten just now. I was a little shaky. I don't know what this person will do to himself. Fang Bing took a look. This is really Loki. He didn't even run? Why? Fang Bing didn't bother to guess. Just asked it directly. Why didn't you run away? Loki rolled his eyes at the moment. But when he saw the man in front of him, he glared at him again. Quickly explained very sensibly, I lost the spiritual scepter, I didn't get the cosmic cube, and I lost the entire army of Zatari. Fang Bing understood as soon as he heard it. It turns out that it is not impossible to run away. I don't want to run. Loki is a smart man. Knowing that, not only did he not bring back the cosmic cube, he also lost the scepter of the heart. It even lost one of Thanos' space fleets. Escaping back to the universe will definitely be stripped alive by Thanos. Stay here. There is no danger to life for the time being. After all, Thor, the god of thunder, is also here. The worst was to take him back to Asgard for captivity. After Fang Bing knew what he thought. So I don't bother with him anymore. Continue to hang him on the roof. Although Fang Bing thought about locking Loki up as well. Feed slowly. After all, the dozens of spell abilities on his body were too tempting. But Fang Bing knew he couldn't do that. Odin was still staring from the sky. Loki is not his biological bloodline. He is also a son who has been raised for more than 1,000 years. How is it possible to let yourself be imprisoned? Not to mention Loki's adoptive mother, Frigga, Queen of Asgard. It's certainly not a simple role. She and Loki are closer. Loki and Thor, the god of thunder, can be said to have grown up eating her. So, Loki is a guy with a backstage. The backstage is still hard. Fang Bing, which is so hard that it is now, will definitely not be able to gnaw it. So, blast Loki. No problem. Because he invaded Earth with foreign enemies. Invaded the atrium of one of the 9 realms of Asgard. But kill Loki. Or private imprisonment. Definitely not. At least not for the time being. Otherwise. Even if Odin thought he was a disciple of Gui. I won't give up. At that time, he repeatedly went to Gui to ask for explanations. Gui sold himself with a bald mouth. That's the end of it. After letting go of the clutter of thoughts, Fang Bing began testing the transfiguration spell that had just been obtained. A stream of mysterious knowledge flooded into my mind. A thought moves in the head. The mouth shouted, Barabbas little devil fairy, change. Fang Bing instantly turned into a snake. Swim around the rooftops. Choose to change snakes first. It was because Fang Bing knew. Previously, Loki was best at turning into a snake. He also jumped into Thor's glass. Trying to scare him. After Fang Bing turned into a snake. I didn't feel like a cold-blooded animal. The perspective of seeing things has not changed much. It's like he has the form of a snake. But inside is actually himself. Of course. This is not an illusion. Because he now walks with wandering. Walked around the roof twice. Fang Bing directly turned into an eagle again. Flap his wings. Took to the skies. Fly in the sky in the form of a bird. Although the speed is not as fast as the power flight. But it's a very different feeling. He turned his head to look at his wings. Fang Bing suddenly thought of an idea. He immediately opened the system panel in his mind. See what abilities you've gained when you feed birds. If you have a pair of wings, you will fly very fast, but unfortunately you don't. Originally, the wingspan flight obtained by Fang Bing at the beginning was level 6. Now this 8th grade one is still fed many later. Draw to multiple wings to fly. Converged upgrades obtained. But because Fang Bing has never fed the bird several times. So this ability has been still level 8. It's just that Fang Bing is not thinking about this now. It's this wing-spreading flight. Fang Bing was directly disabled before. Because you can't use it without wings. Then now he becomes a bird queen, with wings. The ability to spread this wings and fly. Can it work on the bird's self? Since it came to mind. Definitely try it. Fang Bing immediately activated this 8th level wing-spreading flying ability. Suddenly. He felt the speed at which he was flying. The swish becomes faster. And it's not 1 point or 2. He turned into an eagle. Originally, the flight speed was only about 170 km per hour. It is not comparable to the speed of 200 km per hour of Nyan power flight. But since he enabled wingspan flying, the top speed was instantly increased to 300 km per hour. There is a qualitative improvement. This can already catch up with high-speed rail. And the bird will get tired when it flies for a while. But Fang Bing's physique is not comparable to that of birds. There is no problem flying for days and nights at top speed. Fang Bing flies through New York City. He flew back to his vibranium villa. Through the window, I saw Aunt May watching TV with Wanda. Pietro is playing a game with Peter Jr. in the room. This is his arrangement. The alien invasion of New York has just begun. He called Aunt May. Let her take little Peter to her own villa for refuge. Fang Bing glanced at it. Just left. He flew to Hell's Kitchen again. See the streets in Hell's Kitchen. Viersen. Fisker is organizing a thug in suits. Carry a gun and carry a cannon to fight the Zatari aliens. Of course, it is also indispensable to collect alien weapons. Next. Fang Bing flew to the black community of Harlem. Seen from the sky. Luke who is fighting. Cage. Fang Bing flew around New York City at great speed. Flew back to Stark Tower. It can be regarded as the test of the effect of this transfiguration plus winged flight. He was satisfied. And it has already been decided. Wait until you are free. Just go and find more birds to feed. Strive to brush up the wingspan flight level. I don't know if I can finally reach the speed of 90,000 li in the moment Dupang spreads its wings. And other animals that they originally felt useless. Fang Bing thought. In the future, you can also try the feeding ability. Because of transfiguration. Originally, those abilities that could not be used as humans. It's all ready to use now. Although after trying to become a bird. But what Fang Bing could do with transfiguration? Still not entirely clear. This spell. Since it is a deformation. Can that turn into a Tyrannosaurus Rex? Become Ultraman? Or become someone else's? Fang Bing became excited. He felt that this spell was simply too much for his appetite. Loki was also so appetizing. To think that Loki still has so many useful spells that he didn't get by himself. I really don't want to let him go. Episode 88, a few minutes later. Fang Bing knew. Transfiguration cannot transform into T-Rex Ultraman. Can't turn into a T-Rex. It was because Fang Bing's current transformation spell level was not enough. Spiritual power and cosmic energy are also not strong enough. That's why you can't become a creature that is much bigger than yourself. Fang Bing felt. Wait for a long time to meditate on your own. The level of competence has increased. This wish can be fulfilled. And can't become Ultraman. It is because transfiguration can only transform into animals. It cannot be turned into an object. So. Fang Bing came to a conclusion. Loki Frigga definitely can't beat the Monkey King. Well. I can't beat Giro God. Because the 72 changes of people can change whatever they want. And what she taught Loki can only be changed into animals. But transfiguration cannot turn into Ultraman though. But it can become other humans. This surprised Fang Bing. This is simply an exclusive skill of Lao Inbi. The name of Loki's god of trickery. Sure enough, it lives up to its name. Just on the top floor of Fang Bing was still in the Stark building. Change and change. Have fun. On a planet with its own civilization in the depths of the universe. He was wailing all over the field. Because Thanos' fleet has just taken over the planet. His army. Massacres are being slaughtered, and the target of the massacre. Half of the planet's population. Thanos issued strict military orders. Men, women, and children. Kill half of each at random. Whether powerful or poor. It's all random slaughter. Enough to kill half. Just evacuate the planet. Thanos, Loki failed. The dead Blade General at the head of Thanos' 5 generals. Stepped forward and reported to Thanos. Thanos casually threw the corpse on his hand. Nodded. Motioning for General Deadblade to continue. The Zatari fleet has been wiped out, the portal to Earth has been closed, and Loki and Proxima Nighty have been lost to Earth. Thanos wiped the blood off his hands. A big purple face was expressionless after hearing this. Are we going to purify the planet next? Maybe Proxima Centauri isn't dead yet. The dead Blade General has been the object of the Night Proxima Centauri for hundreds of years. His biggest concern now is the safety of Proxima Centauri. Thanos frowned. There are still powerful forces on the Earth to protect it, and we still need to wait for the opportunity. The dead Blade General was a little puzzled. He didn't know why Thanos was so cautious. But Thanos didn't explain it to him. Just asked lightly, has the whereabouts of the power gem been found? Ronan the Destroyer has been arranged to find it. Thanos pondered for a moment. If you want to go and save her, then go with Ebony Throat. Go to Earth and bring back my Mind Gem and Space Gem. General Deadblade sees Thanos sending him to Earth. Bloodthirsty, he was very excited. Prepare to kill when you get to Earth. But Thanos' next words extinguished the fire in his heart. Remember, sneak in secret, complete the mission, and come back immediately. Although the Deadblade general was unwilling, but he did not dare to disobey Thanos' order. I can only take orders to retreat. Subsequently, a small fleet separates from Thanos' army, heading towards the universe. And their destination. It is the Earth far away in the Milky Way. And Thanos, after killing half of the creatures on this planet under his feet, came to the original ruler of the planet. You were lucky not to die with your other half. The ruler of the planet is also a hard bone. He has long been dead. His eyes stared resentfully at the executioner in front of him who had slaughtered half of his compatriots. Yells. Vicious curse. Originally, he thought that Thanos would definitely kill him. But Thanos didn't. Instead, he stepped forward to help him up. The resources of the universe are limited, but the number of life is increasing all the time, and if it is not controlled, then the entire universe will collapse and destroy like my home Titan. Now that I've killed half of it, you don't have to be killed, and enjoy the resources of the entire planet with the rest of the other half. You can enjoy food on the lawn, enjoy the sunset, and enjoy life with a grateful heart, and all this is good. Remember, it was given to you by me, Thanos. Thanos finished speaking, turned around and boarded the spaceship. He ignored the survivor whose eyes were bloodshot and glared at him in disbelief. Left with the whole fleet. The other side. The battle for New York is nearing its end. After the military discovered that the nuclear bomb had not succeeded in eliminating the aliens, it was also intended to continue the launch. But then he was informed by the bald director that the crisis had been lifted. Now it is only necessary to clear the ground of the remnants of the army. And then, the army gathered into the city. Joined the battle with the Avengers. Zeta, Swiss soldiers scattered on the ground. It has been basically solved. The bald chief also came to the scene in a fighter jet. The Avengers also got together. Loki was carried off the top of the mansion by Thor, the god of thunder, and handcuffed to Asgard's professional shackles. It can effectively prevent him from casting spells to escape. The bald chief originally wanted to keep the cosmic cube, but none of the other Avengers agreed. The reason is that they already know the origin of this alien invasion. It is because the bald chief tried to use the cosmic cube to research lethal weapons. Therefore, it was unanimously rejected that S.H.I.E.L.D. continued to control the cosmic cube. And it just so happened that Thor made a suggestion. The Rainbow Bridge in Asgard was hammered by him. The fix is not complete. There is no way to take him and Loki back to Asgard right now. And this time he went to the Nether to find Loki. Or did Odin send him down directly through spells? So he proposed to take the cosmic cube himself. Conveniently teleport the energy of the cosmic cube back to Asgard. Keep it in the Asgard warehouse. Guarded by the powerful forces of Asgard. It will be foolproof. The Avengers quickly agreed to the proposal. They feel the same way. Such dangerous items. Being able to leave the Earth is the safest thing to do. And at this time, Fang Bing saw that the battle was over. Take the scepter of the mind and prepare to leave. But was pulled by Iron Man and others. Fang Bing, you can't go. You are our lifesaver and a big hero who saves the world, and you must not get drunk today. Fang Bing pushed back again and again. But I can't stand it. Iron Man pulls his hand on the left. Natasha held her arm on the right. In front stood the American team. Hawkeye in the back faintly looked at the chrysanthemum. Fang Bing felt. Today, if there is no bloody battle, you will not be able to leave. Come on. Drink, when everyone was drunk. The American team is physically strong and not yet drunk. He suddenly remembered something. Are we missing someone? What about Dr. Banner? The members of the Avengers immediately looked at each other. Only then did they remember that they had completely forgotten Dr. Banner. I couldn't help but turn my head in unison. Looked at Fang Bing. Fang Bing spread his hands. Don't look, I didn't think about it, so I'll let him back. He single-handedly cut open the portal to the bottom of the sea. Sea water instantly poured into the penthouse of the Stark mansion through the portal. Fang Bing also drank a lot of wine. Forget about this stubble. Seeing this, he quickly reached out and converted all the seawater flowing out into roses. In an instant, roses fluttered all over the house. This avoided the fate of the villa being washed away. Soon, A large vibranium closed box fell out of the portal with rose petals. Team America stepped forward and took a look. It was found that the vibranium closure box had been hammered. Dr. Banner disappeared. Fang Bing was a little smacked. I think the Hulk's abilities are really powerful. The more angry, the stronger. I don't know if there is an upper limit. Even vibranium can be broken. If it was Fang Bing who was locked up by himself. By strength alone. He didn't think he could beat vibranium. What about Banner? Team America asked Fang Bing with a question mark on his face. Fang Bing smiled. Let him not worry. Then swipe your finger. The portal was opened again. That portal just now. Fang Bing was opened in the trench where he threw the vibranium box. And now this. Directly chose to drive to Dr. Banner. So be sure to find him. Really? The moment the portal opens. Fang Bing and Team America both saw a person rushing out of the portal with rose petals. It was the Hulk who had been soaking in the sea for most of the day. At this moment he had returned to Dr. Banner's appearance. He was spitting out seawater. That's most of the day. He was full. After being packed into boxes by square ice and thrown into the deepest trench. The increasingly angry Hulk broke the box. Ran out. And then it swims and swims. Swim, swim. Swimming until the anger dissipated and turned back into Dr. Banner, he did not swim out of the sea. Then Dr. Banner was crushed by the deep water press. Transform into the Hulk again. The body is restored. It didn't take long to be squashed again. I don't know how many times it has been repeated. Dr. Banner got out of the deep trench. Then he began to be flooded. Go through a cycle of holding your breath, gulping sea water, dying, transforming into the Hulk, recovering, holding your breath again. Until Team America remembered him. Let Fang Bing rescue him from the bottom of the sea. Episode 89, I'll never enter the portal again. Those were the first words Dr. Banner said when he woke up. He is out of Loki's control. A sense of autonomy is restored. But he still remembers everything that happened when he was controlled. Including when transforming into the Hulk. The matter of being pressed by Fang Bing on the ground to blast the hammer. Then he opened his eyes, and the first person saw Fang Bing in front of him. Frightened and retreating. The mouth is screaming. He is not to blame for this. It was really Fang Bing's shadow that gave him too heavy. Last time he transformed into the Hulk and Little Yellow Wars. Because he almost smashed Fang Bing's villa. So he was banished by Fang Bing to the wilderness of the Arctic Ocean. Sleeping naked. Already causing psychological damage to him. And this time it was even worse. And controlled by Loki to provoke Fang Bing. Directly thrown into the deepest trench on Earth. Flattened by water pressure, drowned countless times. It made him deeply tortured. The man in front of him. Simply not human. It's just a devil. See Banner this picture. The American team did not know what happened to him, though. But I also know that it must be related to Fang Bing. He stepped forward and picked up Banner. Poured him a glass of wine. When Dr. Banner recovered. Just introduced him. This is our Avengers Foreign Aid, magician Fang Bing. You should have seen him before the battle began, this time he saved New York and saved us all. Of course, Dr. Banner knew who Fang Bing was. After he was recruited by the bald director. It has long been learned through the bald director, that time threw himself into the portal. He also took away the true identity of the hated magician. Although he knew that Fang Bing was on his side. But that didn't stop Dr. Banner from wanting to stay away from Fang Bing. So he just snorted from afar. Even if it was a greeting. I didn't think about drinking with Fang Bing or anything. But how could Fang Bing let him go? The Hulk struggled too hard in battle. He had little chance of force feeding. More afraid of the Hulk biting his hand. Now Dr. Banner is in front of him. Or normal form. Isn't it a great opportunity to feed? So Fang Bing ignored Dr. Banner's expression of rejection thousands of miles away. With the wine in hand, I walked up to him. I'm sorry, Banner, I may have hurt you before, but that was not my intention, but I also want to solemnly apologize to you. Fang Bing said sorry words. Reach out. A grape placed in advance in the carry-on space appears in the hand. He reached out and handed it to Dr. Banner. This is a very rare fruit, I have suffered a lot of hardships to get it from a dragon from another world, and I hope this gift will represent my apologies. Fang Bing finished speaking. Just meditate in my heart. Well, open your mouth, it's time for Delang to take his medicine. At the same time, he stretched out his hand and waited for Dr. Banner to take the grapes. Dr. Banner took it. Because he smelled that strange fragrance. Fang Bing's words couldn't help but believe half of it. But he resisted and did not eat. Instead, he looked at Fang Bing's expectant eyes. Silently put the grapes into his jacket pocket. I know you're a good person, I accepted the gift, go home and taste it slowly. After Dr. Banner sent Fang Bing a good guy card. He didn't give Fang Bing a chance to continue speaking. Directly said that he needed to rest and left. Fang Bing patted his head. I feel that I have indeed miscalculated before. Dr. Banner should not have been left with such a big shadow. Otherwise, it would have been a success just now. Look at Banner's eyes. Fang Bing didn't think he would eat it when he went back. Because if you think differently. I went through Dr. Banner's experience. I will definitely not believe that a magician who has tortured himself repeatedly is fine with food. There is no doubt about this. Isn't it a fool? Besides, Dr. Banner is not stupid. There are 7 PhDs. Fang Bing sighed. Feeding Dr. Banner has to be considered in the long run. After all, he can't be in public. Dr. Banner in human form is forcibly fed. Otherwise, wouldn't it be to cause public wrath? Became a public enemy? Fang Bing didn't want to end up in that situation. Although he is not afraid of this. But that's completely unnecessary. Because he is confident that sooner or later he can make the Hulk obediently accept his feeding. After Dr. Banner left. Fang Bing also took his leave and left. It was already dark. Away from the end of the Great Battle of New York. It's been hours. Aunt May, they didn't see themselves for a day. Should be worried. You may be so scared that you can't eat. Then he cut open the portal. Returned to the outside of the villa. When he walked in through the gate. Arrived in the living room. Only to find that the situation was completely different from what he thought. 4 people in the living room downstairs. The party was happily. Think of the living room as a KTV. Aunt May was singing with Pietro with a microphone. Little Peter and Wanda dance on the side. What worries? What is so scared that you can't eat? It turns out that it is all wishful thinking? Fang Bing almost closed himself. Equals Aunt May's sharp eyes. The first one saw Fang Bing coming down from upstairs. Ah. Our big hero is back, hearing Aunt May's first words. Fang Bing put a big question mark in his heart. Realized something was wrong. Then he knew something was wrong. Because little Peter also ran up. Hold his waist. He kept asking, Fang Bing, when did you learn to fly? Why are you so vigorous? Why do you still send lightning? How else can you beat that big green monster? Fang Bing instantly knew that his identity was revealed. But how is this possible? Then he turned his head and saw the news playing. There are many shots of him. What flew into the sky and knocked over the Leviathan mechanical behemoth with one punch? What turns the Leviathan mechanical behemoth into a rose? And the Hammer Hulk. All of them were photographed and posted in the news media. Fang Bing almost scolded the 3-word sentence. Who made this picture? The scene is chaotic like that. Still thinking about taking pictures? Not afraid of death? Fang Bing's first feeling next was. It's completely over. Now the whole world knows who he really is. It's not easy to coax people to eat in the future. But he reacted quickly. That's not right. I'm wearing a mask. I even wear a hood. Take a closer look at the news. Really? I didn't even have my eyes on these photos. His true identity was not mentioned in the news. Fang Bing breathed a sigh of relief. I felt a lot more relaxed. Let the whole world think of itself as a hero or something. That's impossible. Never. Let's just squint quietly. Until Invincible comes out again. But Peter Spider, how did they know it was their own? When I called Aunt May this morning. Just tell her. It's dangerous outside, come to your own house to meet. Could it be that Wanda and Pietro told them? Fang Bing couldn't help but look at Wanda and Pietro. Don't look, it's not what they say, I watched you grow up and recognized you at a glance. Aunt May gave Fang Bing a blank look and said. Little Peter also jumped and shouted, I recognize it too. Fang Bing patted his head. I feel like I've really miscalculated. If you had remembered the news of today's meeting. Fang Bing must change into a black robe first. Wrapped tightly and go again. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like it is now. They were recognized by Aunt May. But forget it. Since they know, let it be. It's not a big deal. Opposite. It will be more convenient to protect them in the future. In case of emergency. No more making up reasons to lie to them. At the same time, Fang Bing also understood. Why 4-people party? Don't worry about yourself at all. After all, his performance in the news is too brave. And later news also announced that the alien invasion crisis was lifted. Then Fang Bing was surrounded by Aunt May and little Peter. The torture mode of asking questions is turned on. Fang Bing couldn't explain the existence of the system to them. I can only make up some words about immortals going down to mortals, carrying grandfathers, and so on. Fooled the past. Aunt May after they got the answer they wanted. He also told Fang Bing about today's thrilling experience in the villa. Fang Bing, how's your house hard? The aliens drove the spaceship and tried to hit us, but they didn't touch the house. Fang Bing in little Peter's colorful description. I also learned about today's events. Aunt May after receiving Fang Bing's call. Immediately rushed to the villa. Wanda closed the doors and windows as Fang Bing had taught before. Then the aliens came. Wanda, they couldn't see several waves of aliens coming in the house. But it never let the villa shake. It wasn't until later that they curiously opened the vibranium inner window. Through special glass. Only to see the back of the alien outside leaving. It was late at night. Although nothing is already going on. But Fang Bing still let Aunt May and little Peter. Slept here too tonight. Because he felt. Just experienced an alien invasion. Let them sleep on their own tonight. You may sleep more soundly. But Fang Bing himself did not sleep. He still can't wait. He has already obtained the scepter of the mind. It's time to activate chaos magic for Wanda. Episode 90, Fang Bing came to Wanda's door. Knocked on the door. After a while, no one answered. Fang Bing listened to the movements inside. It turned out that he had fallen asleep cross-legged on the bed again. It was late at night. Fang Bing didn't knock again. Otherwise, it would be time to wake up Aunt May and them. He opened a portal directly. Entered the Wanda room. Stepped forward and patted Wanda's shoulder. Hey, wake up? Wanda woke up from her sleep, blindfolded. Then as soon as she opened her eyes, she saw that Fang Bing was actually in front of her bed. Why are you here? Not yet. Fang Bing had a question mark in his head. What can't? What is she talking about? Haven't woken up yet? Is it staying at home every day? Something is wrong with the brain melon house? What can't? I'm looking for you to be serious. It's hard to guess what a girl thinks. Fang Bing didn't bother to guess. That's it. Wanda came to her senses, completely. Nothing. Nothing, that's right. What are you looking for me for? She asked with a slightly red face. Fang Bing then took out Loki's psychic scepter from the carry-on space. Gave Wanda a look. This scepter can help you awaken superpowers. Wanda clenched her fists happily. Excitedly, he quickly asked, really? Can I have superpowers too? Fang Bing nodded. His finger slashed a portal. Walked in with her. When it reappears. Already reached that barren mountain. Awakening superpowers certainly can't be at home. Especially Wanda's superpowers. Chaos magic. If something goes wrong. Vibranium villas are useless. Fang Bing found a stone for her to sit down. Then holding the scepter of the soul, I felt a little difficult in my heart. How to use the mind gem on the scepter to awaken Wanda's abilities. Fang Bing only knew that Hydra originally used this thing to make Wanda obtain chaos magic. But how exactly Hydra did it? Fang Bing didn't understand anything at all. Never mind. Just try it. Maybe you wake up with a touch. Fang Bing asked Wanda to sit down. Then pick up the psychic scepter. Touched Wanda with the mind gem at the tip of his staff. There is a change. Wanda trembled instantly. Then the eyes straightened. Master, what are your orders? Fang Bing. Although this feeling is very cool. When Fang Bing read some kind of book that was not allowed to be published in his last life. This kind of plot is also often seen. But now is clearly not the time to play this kind of game. He quickly touched Wanda again with his psychic scepter. Removed control of her. Wanda sobered up. Her face instantly turned red. Because of being controlled by the scepter of the mind. It's just that the mind is affected. And the memory when controlled. Even if the control is removed, it will not disappear. She knew exactly what she had just said. Hatred in my heart. I hate myself for not reading so many messy novels at home. Thoughts are all tainted. But she has always been witty. Countermeasures quickly came to mind. What just happened? Has my superpower awakened? Fang Bing glanced at her strangely. There was no noise. Repeatedly looked at the psychic scepter in his hand. I don't understand what's going on. Why hasn't Wanda's superpowers awakened yet? If you can ask the ancient mage. Maybe you can understand. But he couldn't contact Ancient One at all now. It's up to you. He thought for a moment. Then he handed the psychic scepter to Wanda. Try it yourself, can you feel anything? Wanda saw that Fang Bing did not mention what happened just now. I breathed a sigh of relief in my heart. Quickly took the spiritual scepter. Looking up and down. At first, she didn't feel anything. Until Wanda focused on the mind gem at the top of the scepter. She froze instantly. A cloud of crimson energy appeared. Holding her body, it began to hang automatically. Moments later. An explosion of energy waves. Rush around. Fang Bing failed to dodge. Shot straight out. But it's fine. This energy is not too strong. No damage was done to the other ice. And Wanda, who just dangled. It also fell with the explosion of this circle of energy. Syllable. Fell on a stone. Knock her to her senses. Then. Fang Bing also got up and came to her. I looked at her carefully. As a result, nothing unusual was found. Is this an awakening? How are you feeling? Have superpowers? Wanda felt it for a moment. I feel like I don't feel anything. I could only shake my head in frustration. But Fang Bing felt that it was not that simple. Just now, she had obviously appeared abnormal. This shows that something must have happened. It's just that I don't know yet. Or. Wanda has awakened chaos magic at this moment. It's just that she can't use it yet. And now. To figure this out. Fang Bing has a simple method. He stretched out his palm. A strawberry-flavored lollipop appeared out of thin air in the palm of my hand. Ate this lollipop. Wanda had never seen Fang Bing use this trick. Mouth grew in surprise. But she looked at Fang Bing's serious expression. Obediently took the lollipop. Honestly ate it. 2 minutes later. The lollipop was finished. Fang Bing also managed to obtain her ability list. Wanda. Scarlet Witch, Source of Chaos LV1, she has the source of chaos magic. This power has the great power to modify reality and create all things, and it is still very weak, and it takes cultivation to become stronger. She learned a little special skill through some unhealthy readings. Melee Combat LV2, in order to protect herself and her brother when she lived on the street, she practiced martial arts skills that surpassed ordinary people. Lockpicking LV3, she learned skilled lockpicking skills while living on the street. Super Physique LV2, her body is enhanced by the source of chaos, and she has twice the physique of ordinary people. Heavenly Voice LV6, her singing voice is like heavenly sound, very beautiful. The first thing Fang Bing saw was Wanda's name in the system. Wanda. Scarlet Witch, this is unusual. He found out long ago. In the system list, you can show the origin of the person. It generally has certain special bloodlines. Wanda, on the other hand, was directly judged by the system to be Scarlet Witch. It shows that her existence is very unique. However, Fang Bing was not too surprised. After all, there is an entire episode in the Dark God book. It contains mythical stories about the Scarlet Witch. Fang Bing looked down. Really? Wanda has awakened the power. Source of chaos? Looked at the introduction. Sure enough, it was just as Fang Bing remembered. Cultivate to the depths. Have modified reality. The power to create all things. In a word. Modify reality. Can turn the earth into eggs. It can make all the men in the universe become women, and all the women can carry handles. After a word. Create all things. A new universe can be created out of thin air. Billions of creatures can be created out of thin air. That's awesome. Fang Bing felt this one. Chaos magic cultivated to the end of Dashang. It's like. Became a creator plus reality modifier. Fang Bing knew. This is the ability you need the most. Just get this ability. Alive cultivation to the apex. Then he is the master of the multiverse. Because of the power of chaos. It's one of the most awesome forces in the multiverse. Fang Bing remembered. Something that can match it. Only Gene 2. Grace Phoenix power. Ancient One, please. Let me draw. Extract. Congratulations on getting the Atrial Technique LV1. Waterfac. What the hell is this? Fang Bing took a closer look. Only then did I notice that there was still this thing in Wanda's ability list. You turned out to be such a Scarlet Witch? You actually peeked at Zio Wangshu behind my back? Ah. What is this? Fang Bing came back to his senses. Glared at Wanda fiercely. Wanda was so frightened that she shrunk her neck. I don't know what happened to me. What's wrong? Wanda asked weakly. Fang Bing knew this, and she couldn't blame her. It's normal that you didn't draw it. Wanda has 60 or 70 messy, homely, and rotten abilities. The chance of winning the source of chaos for the first time is not even 2%. Maybe it's a period of luck. After all, I have drawn many practical abilities in the past few days. But Fang Bing was not discouraged. Because he knows. Sooner or later, he will get the source of chaos. Let Wanda help herself train for a while first. After all, her current ability level is too low. Congratulations, little girl. Your superpowers have awakened. Fang Bing stepped forward. Held Wanda's little hand. So, starting tomorrow, your food has been upgraded. I will provide you with 5 meals a day. You're guaranteed to quickly improve your strength with my delicious magic food, Wanda sighed. Shocked. What are you talking about? 5 meals a day? Fang Bing, do you want to feed me as a pig and sell it? Wanda asked with wide round eyes. Fang Bing reached out and beckoned a small plate of delicate dim sum. Very tempting and exudes a strange scent. Slowly shook in front of Wanda's face. Don't you like this? Seabed. Near the little yellow lair. In a cell made up of 6 vibranium walls up to 3 meters thick. Thump. Deadpool fell to the ground with red eyes. He had been burning the wall continuously with his laser eye for several days. The eyes were so tired that they became panda eyes. But it still hasn't been able to break through the wall. Although under the constant attack of his laser eye, the walls have been melted half a meter thick. But he ran out of strength to continue. Because he hadn't eaten for days. And using laser eyes consumes a huge amount of energy. Finally desperate to give up. Lie on the floor. Staring blankly at the ceiling. Touched his already hungry stomach. He touched his completely sewn mouth again. The eyes are involuntary. I looked at the knife and a pile of food in the corner.